My name is Gabrielle Union. I've been an activist, I guess, my whole life. When I first learned that it was education of girls in Vietnam, I immediately thought of the war. I immediately was curious about, are we going to be welcome there as Americans? Kind of came in with a lot of preconceived notions, and I was quickly educated.
Have you heard of girls being kidnapped and sold or not?
When we first met Yuyen, she had on a crisp uniform and she was very poised, very quiet. And I got that she's like so many girls in disadvantaged situations. She's just doing the very best that she can. When you are scraping together a couple dollars and it's a struggle, there's incredible sacrifice all the way around. They're reading by the light of the moon and biking 17 miles back and forth to school every day. There's always the threat of disease. There's always the threat of flooding. Nee is one of the students that always volunteers to write things on the board, and she's a great student. And I noticed that when she was asked to do something after she'd gotten emotional, it was like all the energy, it was almost like her soul left a little. And I was just fascinated with what her story could possibly be. I'd like to think she's a resilient girl and she's a survivor.
Gabrielle brings something to this shoot that I never can.
I do fear for her, and I think there's a lot of question marks.
She brings an experience and understanding and an empathy that has brought a real power to our reporting in Vietnam.
But about the toilet, she will use the public toilet at the market.
For the public toilet every time she has to go
Yes.
to the bathroom?
Yes.
My mom says I wanted to raise my girls with a world perspective as opposed to a town perspective, always sticking up for the underdog, whether that was a neighbor, a relative, or a larger cause. And she raised us with that, so I don't really have a memory of not having an opinion, not speaking up, and not taking an active role. Me and Yuyen and I all believe education is a means for a much better life. They are incredibly grateful for the opportunity. It takes a kid who just really loves school and just would do anything to be in school to make me see that I have a great life. I'm glad that there are dedicated young women who are very clear that education is the key. And the biggest hurdle was financial, not for a lack of desire. And you get that they're regular teenagers who just are faced with pretty crazy circumstances. It just put my whole life in perspective.